Okay, so get this. Today, we're really diving deep into this idea of founder mode. Like, it's seriously making us rethink the whole startup playbook.
Hmm.
You've been digging into Paul Graham's take on this, right? What's the lowdown?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Graham's basically saying that this whole idea of founders stepping aside as their company grows, like it's almost taken as gospel,
Yeah.
might actually be totally wrong.
Yeah, it's like the minute you find any success, everyone's telling you to hire a team, delegate, get out of the way.
Right, like hands off is the magic formula.
But Graham's pointing out what seems kind of obvious when you think about it, that a lot of founders, like Brian Chesky over at Airbnb, actually saw things go kind of sideways when they tried to follow that advice.
Totally. And it's not just some abstract debate. Like, even a veteran investor like Ron Conway was so floored by Chesky's talk on this that he actually forgot to take notes.
Whoa, Ron Conway. The guy's seen it all. So if ditching that founder mindset can be a recipe for disaster, what's the alternative?
That's the million-dollar question. This is where Graham throws out founder mode, which is totally different from how we usually see management.
So what does that even look like, this founder
Okay,
modes?
picture traditional management like building with Legos. Each department's its own little set. You got your marketing, your engineering, your sales, the whole shebang. The manager's job. Put those sets together, make a nice cohesive structure.
Right, makes sense. Delegate, don't micromanage, all that jazz.
But here's where Graham says it goes off the rails for founders. Imagine pouring your heart into this thing you've built, this thing you truly believe in, and then everyone's telling you, hey, to succeed, back off.
Yeah, I could see how that would feel, I don't know, kind of like being gaslit, like Graham says, like your gut's telling you one thing, but everyone else is saying something totally different.
Exactly. And it's no wonder some founders end up feeling misled or even like manipulated by all this conventional wisdom.
It kind of makes you wonder, what if all that traditional advice is just plain wrong?
Right. It's a radical thought, like totally upending how we think about leadership, especially in these fast moving startup worlds.
And that's what makes it so interesting, right? It's like we're on the edge of something big here.
Totally. This isn't just about tweaking a few things, it's about recognizing there might be a whole different way to lead, especially when you're building something truly new. It really makes you wonder, right? Like, are we missing something here with all this talk about stepping back?
So if the traditional playbook isn't cutting it, what are we supposed to do?
Well, Graham points to some pretty interesting examples. Like, take Steve Jobs, right? The ultimate example of a founder who did things his own way, even when Apple was, Apple.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly known for being hands-off. So what was it about Jobs that really screamed founder mode?
Well, everyone knows Jobs was all about the details, right down to the nitty-gritty. But Graham mentions this one thing that's really telling. Apparently, Jobs used to have these annual retreats, invite like the top 100 people at Apple.
Sounds pretty standard executive retreat kind of thing, right? Team building, brainstorming, all that.
Not quite. The key here is it wasn't about your title or where you sat on the org chart. It was about who Jobs thought really mattered, who was pushing things forward, regardless of their official role.
Wow, talk about shaking things up. I wonder how that went down with some of the more, shall we say, traditional execs.
Right. It totally goes against the whole neat and tidy department structure thing. But it does make you think maybe keeping that founder's energy alive, that shared sense of purpose, needs a more, I don't know, organic kind of approach.
Definitely makes you think. How many companies out there, big or small, could use a good shakeup like that? I mean, it's easy to see how things can get stale when you're stuck in the same old rut.
Totally. And that's what's so cool about this whole founder mode thing. It's not about being a control freak or refusing to delegate. It's about recognizing that there might be a different way to lead, one that goes beyond the whole top-down hierarchy thing.
So not just micromanaging every little detail.
Exactly. It's about staying connected, really connected to the heart of your company, to the mission, to the people who are actually doing the work, no matter what their job title is.
It's like they say, right? Culture trumps everything. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't have that energy, that spark, forget about it.
Totally. And that's the thing about this whole founder mode idea. We're just scratching the surface here. It's not like there's some magic formula. It's more like just recognizing there might be a different way to do this whole leadership thing, especially when it comes to actually making something new, something really groundbreaking.
Makes you wonder, are there founders out there, like right now, maybe some we haven't even heard of yet, who are already doing this founder mode thing, even if it seems, a little unorthodox?
Oh, absolutely. And maybe those are the ones who everyone thinks are a little out there, a little too hands-on, but maybe, just maybe, that's what lets them do what they do.
Like, we need a whole new way to even measure what makes a great leader, especially in these fast-changing startup worlds.
Right. If we're saying the old playbook is outdated, then we got to rethink what success even looks like, how we measure, good leadership in these crazy, fast-moving companies.
This is getting kind of mind-blowing, but it makes you think, if this founder mode is so powerful, could it work outside of just startups? What if you could bring that same energy, that same drive to bigger companies, even government stuff?
Can you imagine? What if everyone, no matter where they worked, felt empowered to think like a founder, to shake things up, make real change happen from within?
It's a powerful thought, but also kind of, I don't know, intimidating, right? Changing a whole company culture is no joke.
For sure, but that's why it's so important to keep digging into this founder mode thing. We got to watch the people who are already doing it, learn from them, even if what they're doing seems a little, unconventional.
So it's like a call to action for all of us, yeah. Keep our eyes peeled for these founder mode leaders, see what they're doing differently, and maybe, just maybe, we can learn a thing or two.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting about all this. It's not just about startups. It's about rethinking leadership everywhere. It's about tapping into that energy that drives real change no matter where you are, no matter what you do.
It's like we're on the edge of a whole new era of leadership, and honestly, I can't wait to see where it goes.
The future of leadership is wide open, ripe for reinvention, and maybe, just maybe, this founder mode is the key to unlocking it all.
There you have it, folks, our deep dive into founder mode, a concept that's definitely got us thinking, and hopefully you too. We'll be keeping a close eye on this one, and we encourage you to do the same. Until next time, stay curious, keep asking those tough questions, and as always, happy diving.